From my horizontal life, the beginning of the end. Many people feel like a one-night stand is something to be ashamed of or embarrassed by. I disagree. There are many ways to get to know someone, and my personal favorite is seeing them naked in happy baby pose. I also feel it is important to have sex soon after meeting someone in order to find out if you have sexual chemistry together. Otherwise, you could wait 2 to 3 months after you start dating someone only to discover that your new boyfriend is bad in bed, or even worse, is into anal beads and duct tape. I can remember my first one-night stand like it was yesterday. Well, maybe not the first, or the second, or the fifth. I'll just begin with what I can remember and not concern myself with the order. It was a starry summer night at the Jersey Shore. Picture violins and a harmonica. Now picture the harmonica up my ass. I think it's safe to say that the Jersey Shore, specifically an area called Belmar, isn't what pops into mind when thinking of romance. I was around 18 at the time. It's hard to say since I started lying about my age as soon as I got my boobs. My girlfriend Ivory and I had just graduated from high school and decided to celebrate by the water. Ivory and I had met freshman year and had been close ever since. Her parents came to America from Cuba long before Ivory was born. They had since tried to prove their loyalty to America with every child they'd had. Her brother's name is Cincinnati, and she has a sister named July, presumably after the 4th. Somewhere along the way, they also converted to Judaism. We were discovering the Jersey Shore for the first time and felt it was our duty as Jersey girls to really pay our respects to the Garden State. We were tired of sleeping around with the average Joe, Dick, and Harry. The challenge was in order. We were in the mood for dancing, so we found a loud, dark bar with music pouring out of it. I had her pick out the hottest guy in the bar, and I fearlessly approached him. It was very empowering to go up to a babe like him and be received so well. I thought, wow, I must be really good looking, until I started dancing. I don't know if you've ever seen a Jewish girl who's been self-diagnosed as tone deaf cut a rug on a Jersey Shore dance floor before, but it definitely resembles someone whose motor skills haven't fully developed. In my state of drunkenness, I was fueled by delusions of being an original cast member of the play Chicago. I decided to do the number where I rub my ass into my partner's crotch while my arms grab his neck behind me. When in doubt, ladies, this move will always guarantee you at least a slice of pizza. I decided on 2 slices instead of 1. I burned a number of calories during my flash dance number and wanted to reassure my guy that I wasn't one of those girls who didn't eat. We had a great time eating and watching my best friend Ivory make out with her score for the night. Our guy was a real piece of Jersey trash, and they ended up tearing off in his banana yellow Camaro. I went back to my guy's house and proceeded to have some of the best sex I can barely remember. What I do recall is turning his ceiling fan on high. Parentheses, there are 2 things in this world I cannot sleep without: a fan and a silk set of eye shades. Close parentheses. Ripping his clothes off and looking at one of the finest bodies that our ecosystem has ever created. The next morning I was walking with a considerable limp and wasn't able to deduce if this was a result of the dancing or the sex. After catching a glimpse of my hair in the mirror, I considered scheduling an audition for the lead in The Lion King. I dated this beautiful hunk of flesh for the next 8 months. His looks overrode his personality for the first couple months, but after a while it became harder and harder to ignore. We would go out to dinner, and the minute he was done eating, he'd put his fork down and ask for the check. The summer house he rented with 4 other guys had hot water for only the first 10 minutes, and then it would become freezing. So he insisted on taking showers before me because I was his little trooper. This was also someone who wouldn't let me borrow his toothbrush on an occasion when I forgot my own for fear of mouth germs. I liked his roommates better than him, so I'd hang out with them during the day and then go up and have sex with him at night. I'd turn up the music loud so we wouldn't be tempted to talk. Our relationship finally ended when he took to waking me up in the wee hours in the morning when he would go surfing. He thought it might be fun to have me come and watch. Fun for who? I wanted to ask. I'd never asked him to come to happy hour and watch me drink. I gently explained to him that I would rather sit at home and staple my hand to a wall than watch someone wearing a wetsuit wipe out every 30 seconds. Besides, my ass didn't look so good in a bikini after summer margaritas, and I thought it was time I found someone farther inland. I realized that summer that a one-night stand is called just that because it should only be for one night.